This is the artist formerly known as Kniff. He's now known as the Kniff.
No, just Kniff is fine. Now on Zoom, I am just Kniff. Honestly,
Just Kniff?
just Kniff.
I love it. Shawn
That's better
Kniffin.
than the Kniff.
Your technical title at the Germain Auto Group is?
Director of Marketing and Technology.
Hey!
See, bringing those two things together makes so
I feel
much
like the whole
sense.
interview is done. That is it. That is what
You gotta
everyone-
handle. You
rinse
gotta
and
be able to
repeat.
understand both, right?
Yeah, and it's not IT, it's technology,
No.
which is a totally different
So you're not the
thing.
guy we call when we can't remember
No,
our
if
password?
there's something broken in IT, we have IT companies that fix that.
Right, yeah.
I can just talk
But
the
from
language.
a technology, like what's the technology that we're going to use that takes marketing and moves it all the way into
Right.
the showroom?
Yeah.
Right? What are you looking at right now? If you're over marketing and technology, what are you diving into right now?
Well, obviously, it's data. Is that
Okay.
a technology? It takes technology to manage all that data, right? Data's hard. I mean, you got
For sure.
You got
Look around.
and it's expensive.
Data must be really hard.
right?
Yeah.
You know, how does AI impact that? But how do we use technology to improve the customer experience? That's a big thing, right?
Yep.
But you know, when we started down this track with Alto, it was started as an idea. And I would drive from our Dayton stores to our Columbus stores for an hour and a half, and I'd talk to Eric the whole time. I'm like, here's what I want to do, right? Because at the time, we weren't doing anything. And we had to get control of that data, which requires technology. And then we had to figure out what to do with it and clean it up and keep it clean and make it better, and then enhance the data with other data sources, right?
Yep.
So we're looking at a lot of things. I mean, what goes into our phone technology? What goes into our websites? Do we have too much, too little? So, you know, Bill Gates wrote a book back in 1998 called Business at the Speed of Thought. And he said back then, he said, the internet's going to change everything it touches, and it's going to touch everything. How true is that today?
Wow.
Think about that.
It's really nuts. Like, you know, the fact that even that we as an industry haven't just come to terms with the internet touches everything, every customer, every interaction, and it doesn't matter if it's the showroom or online or a marketing channel. Every single interaction, the internet, the data, the connectivity, the technology, is like your role in bringing all of this together for customer touch points and customer journeys is a role in every dealership right now that is on blast. It is like a high priority.
I call it always on.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're trying to evaluate what technology makes sense, what technology is going to take you backwards, what technology is going to bring you forward. You know, we have a saying that says for every pound of technology we put in the dealership, we need 10 pounds of process.
Wow.
And if you don't have process behind technology, you got a silver bullet, you know it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Right? But we've had to instill that. Like, look, don't put it. Doing a DMS change right now in a couple of our stores, crazy hard.
Why?
Right?
Yep.
Because the technology does this stuff. Look at the technology that's going into our vehicles.
It's insane.
One little thing
I
gets
just
glitchy.
can't get over what you just said. A pound of technology. I'm thinking of like an ounce of prevention, a pound of cure. And so it's like an ounce of technology versus a pound, like requires a pound of process.
Yeah.
And my mind's going on is how opposite most people approach it.
Yeah.
Technology is the solution, and I plug and play it, and there's little to no process, and then it doesn't work in 30 days because there is no process.
There is no process.
And I think you just skated right by one of the biggest problems in the industry.
Yeah.
Why? Where did the synthesis of like making, or how do you hold that accountable? How do you hold process and technology accountable to one another, making sure that process is driving the ship and technology is supporting the process?
So a lot of our stores, all of our stores are autonomous. Like we have no centralized
And how many
decision
stores?
making. We have 20 stores.
Across
in
what
5
geography?
states.
Okay.
In 5 states. Arizona, Montana, Michigan, Ohio, Florida. What you have to understand too is like, look at like how the DMS world has changed. We're installing Techion and things. It's just recently we realized like we need to have a corporate Techion champion, which is me, right? I'm going to have to figure out how they make Techion work during the next installation and the next installation, right? That's pure technology, right?
Right.
How do we use that data? How do we use it responsibly? How do we get that data infused in there quickly? How do we get it over from the old DMS systems? And then you build process around that. Because otherwise you just got technology without really doing anything with it, right?
Right.
Because And
How
forgive
many
me, but
systems today do dealers have that they bought at NADA and nobody logs into?
How many dashboards do we have?
Oh my
we
goodness.
call it ADD, another darn dashboard, right? This industry's got
so
so
many-
many dashboards.
We had a CD, and we were hanging out with someone else. And just a second, it was CDP was
Disillusion was the
confused data.
Disillusion? No.
Confused
We'll
data
go back to
something.
the
We'll go back to it.
But
we got
ADD,
great
another
acronyms.
darn
Darn
dashboard.
dashboard.
Yeah, and look, who's got time to look at all those different things, right? But we have so much data, we don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
You know, and every data has a trigger point too, right? That's the one thing I'm working with Outsell on. It's like, and I'm working with Clairvoy on this too. It's like, okay, I've got this data point, but tell me what triggered that data point. How does a customer go with 90 days and 250 websites and buys a used Mazda from a Toyota store? What was that trigger? Right?
Yeah, what's the journey look like to get to that?
If I understood that, then I would be able to adjust my marketing strategies accordingly, right?
Yeah.
Because like, why would someone look at? Oh, it's because maybe it was a price point. Maybe it was they were looking for that vehicle. Was it a repeat customer? So the data is really what's driving the industry right now, right? There's been plenty of research papers written on CDPs. You know, we had this idea because we looked outside the industry and says, who's doing this? Nobody was really doing it, and now everybody's sort of latching onto that thing, right?
Yep.
But if you have to ask me technology-wise, it's like, how can we better manage our data and how can we better execute on that data? And the platforms that are out there that can do that, deliver an effective communication strategy, that's what we looked at. We were looking at this as a communication strategy, not necessarily a marketing strategy. Because customers just wanted to be talked to. How do we talk to someone when we're not trying to sell them a battery or a new car or $3.99 a month?
We
lease,
don't.
right? We don't. And we don't do a very good job of it, right?
Yep.
As an industry in general. I know I'm super generalizing, I get it.
Yeah.
But that's the journey we've been on. And we've learned a lot. We got a lot more to go. A lot more to do.
I'm overwhelmed by the theme of just everyone that we've been talking to here at the show is like this theme of real communication, not this contrived send an email blast.
Not talking at someone,
here's your
but talking with
$3.99.
someone.
Here's your happy birthday. Like I'm building relationships.
Do you ever get an automated birthday message from some CRM system? Of course.
Every time.
Yeah, of course. Like delete.
Yeah.
Right? That meant nothing, right? Did you send your wife that card?
Whatever,
You're like,
boomer.
Hey, I sent you.
Okay, boomer.
Oh man! Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
so
Shawn-
personalization is a big part of that.
Yeah.
It's
How
so
can
cool.
you personalize that?
So cool, Shawn. It's been fun always talking to you.
Yeah,
Laughs
pleasure.
galore. We got a brand new acronym
Just
for the
NIF.
entirety of the
That's
industry. The NIF, not
Just NIF.
Just NIF.
Just
NIF. Can't wait to see what you do with some of the new stuff that you're installing, what you're working on with Outsell, and always following when anyone's talking about marketing and technology in the same sentence.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's not an easy job for any of us, right?
Yeah,
No,
not
that's
at
worth
all.
All right.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks.